yeah. So, as you can see, I'm in a different position. I'm in a different, I have tools out because I was just having a hell of a time. I got the new parts from the guy at Good and Basic. So he sent me new bobbin rods. So these are the correct size. I'm going to be attempting to do, let me split this yarn because this is kind of what I've been working on, and this is how I do, this is like my process of how I do this. So I know how many times this yarn is plied. Okay, so my goal is to get something that's this thin. Okay, and I don't know if you can see that. And yes, my hands are atrociously dirty because I was working on the wheel or whatever. So this is how much spin I want. It's really not a lot. It's very light. It's just very curly. He was nice enough to send me a diz, which if people don't know what a diz is, it's a tool that you put the fiber through the hole, and however whatever the amount of the fiber that you put through the hole is, that will determine the size. It helps you kind of cheat into a certain circumference or whatever, how big your yarn is or whatever. So I'm going to try to do this like sideways because I've got this all set up. I've got the new bobbin on there. I have duct tape on it because I didn't want to glue it down just in case this doesn't work, but I did use my paper tape, like it's just regular medical grade whatever cheap tape. I got this on here with the bobbin. I did make a quick video for some help. I did outsource a little bit with a woman who does classes, so you know, she kind of said, whatever, if I can't get used to this, that I might have to take one of her classes. So I ordered more yarn, surrounded by yarn. Get used to it. So this I got from Fiber Sprite, which is weird that he sent me this diz because I went and got this tool that it tells you whether it's a Z twist, an S twist. It tells you what the diameter of the grist is, and the grist is how much actual spin is on there. So you would measure between the lines. There's like spin lines, so you'll see it. Like if I were to twist this, I would be able to put this on here and go from one line to two line and tell you that this has a twist right now between that twist and that twist of, I don't know, between 30 and 45. So I don't exactly know how to read that yet. But then it has this part with it, which is wraps per inch. So you would wrap this and it would tell you, or I'm not sure if you wrap it and it'll tell you. I'll have to look it up. But like this fiber right here would be a 22, or, well, if I let it go, then it's more of an 18. But it has a little chart on there and everything for you. The reason why I got this specific one though, because I didn't know I was getting this diz, I'm probably just going to hook this somewhere on my machine or something as an extra one or something. I should do that with this one. So the reason why I chose this one was because they actually send you practice fiber, which I was very happy about. So I will be splitting this. And I'll put that back in there. And then I'm gonna split it again, because what you want is, well, I would say you want it a pinky length, but I have like very man hands, sort of, like they're short and stubby, which is why keyboard class never worked out for me. The piano teacher said I have too short hands. They're too short. Something, I don't know. So you kind of want, if you bring it taut, you kind of want it like your finger, you know. So this is about that. I could break it down even more, honestly. I'm not sure if I want to. Yeah, I'll just break it down one more time, because I want to see what this specific fiber does. And I love the fact that it's purple. That was a total accident, by the way. It's not because I'm a purple-holic. I don't think they knew that. I think they just chose random fiber and it just happened to be purple. I didn't do this on purpose, people, I swear. My family and friends are gonna be like, yeah, right. Everything you have is purple. Alright, so I did get the new part for the wheel. I got the wheel set up. I put this piece back together the way it's supposed to be. I wanted to use glue, but the glue I had wasn't working, so I kind of just put that there. And I just realized I did not screw two of those screws down over there. Where's my... I don't know why I didn't screw them down, but they definitely need to be screwed down. That's not safe. Good thing I have my trusty extension. Oh, there goes the glue. Let's get that, because Opal's gonna play with it and I don't need that extra stress. I was going through a time yesterday because I was supposed to do all this stuff and I didn't get anything done because warning, people, if you have severe migraines and they are permanent migraines and they never go away, you may want to think twice about getting the COVID shot. I'm just saying. Because if you're getting Botox, it might make the Botox not work anymore. Right now, I'm on 3 different medicines for one migraine because the Botox failed. Alright, so I'm going to try this again the way that I'm supposed to, which I got a tip from the woman that does the classes, and she said maybe try tightening the brake, which I assume this is the brake because she said make the flyer go slower, so that's what I'm trying. Okay, this is really hard to do sideways like that. Okay, now this is not, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have this too tight. Maybe halfway. This is not in there. Okay. I don't know why it won't go that way. Why are you acting weird? I put the new piece on and you work worse than the toilet paper. Okay, so now it's drying in. It's actually drying in. I like the grist. It's actually working pretty good. That might have been my problem. Maybe. I might still take her class because she sounds like an awesome person and she's willing to help me for free. And honestly, I could probably use the class. It's not my first time on a wheel, it's just my first time on this kind of wheel. And this kind of wheel is kind of crazy. It feels very different than a wooden, like old-fashioned wheel, you know, like a professional, like Amish wheel. I know the one that I used was like an Amish wheel. It's probably why I liked it so much, honestly. I like hand-worked items. Okay, so let's try this. And then I'm gonna let go, and she might have saved me. Okay. It's taking it up. It is doing that. Let me slow down so I can. This wool is kind of, yeah, it's definitely practice wool because it's very hard to get apart. So I want the spin to travel down. This is actually being really pretty right now. I might not move anything on this wheel ever again. Because this is working exactly how it's supposed to work. I'm very happily surprised by this. This is very, very good. Okay, so like your first, they always tell you like your first little bit of yarn that you make is going to be kind of okay, not great, you know. It's supposed to be like, it kind of can end up blobby sometimes. So right now I'm going to check, and I'm gonna see where it's not twisting at, and I'm gonna go up, and I'm going to check, and you can see the twists in the yarn, especially if you mix yarns, which actually I might do in a second just to show you what that is, and to show you what I did to my blending board. It's kind of cool what I did. So I think it'll be a lot easier for me to check this when I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, actually, if I can. Okay, so I'm gonna pull that off. And I'm just gonna spin the rest of this up. And you do it very lightly, like you don't really hold this part. Whatever your feeding hand is, this is like your feeding hand, you just hold this very lightly. That's the trick I've learned. Okay, see how it's curling up? This is not a good curl. The rest of it is a good curl. This right here got a little bit too tight. So I'm kind of gonna let it go and do this to it. I can kind of, actually, I'm going to untwist this part. Alright, I'm gonna wrap that around here, and I'm gonna grab some of my other colored yarn and mix some in front of you. So hold on a sec. So this is what I did to my blending board. I put one nail over here and one nail over oh no, wait, two nails up here, and I kind of stomped this one in so it wouldn't move around, but it's definitely not moving around, so it's definitely easier for me to work with this. This is one of the abominations that I'm going to actually use this and my other two brushes to kind of work through this and get the naps out. That's gonna have to be a project because it's gonna be weird. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna start blending this with the white, so that way you'll be able to see the different colors. And yeah, I'm using some of my good yarn, but It's not the best, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so it's gonna have enough to mix so that it's a little bit white, but not too white. This one a little bit of color variation here. I'll put this at the end, I guess. A little more over here. I just want to try to use this part up. Okay. So now I'm going to blend this, and like I said, the tines are going like this. They're hooked like this. So I'm going to blend this way, and yes, you blend it. It's like real hair, okay? So you start from the bottom, work your way up. You want to untangle, all the way up, and you go in this motion. And I really should have got my tool, but I'm sure I can figure something out. Okay, I'm gonna take whatever's left in here, put it at the top, work that in too. And now we have it nice and straight yarn. There's not really any left, so that's good. And here's a tip. I use this beeswax moisturizing cream. It's like Surgeon's Skin Secret. This is my tip of the day, okay? Because if you're not, well, even if you're video gaming, you can just wash this off, I guess. So this is great. I bought it for the backs of my hands because my hands crack in the winter, but actually found another use for it because it's awesome and so moisturizing, and it has such a barrier that it's gonna make it easier for you to spin with. So that's my tip of the day. Let's see where my other tool is. And I don't know if I have another big, yeah, there's the other 15. Okay, so here's my other 15. So I'm gonna lift this up from the end because the tines again go this way, so it's easier to lift that way. That's the direction you go in. And I'm gonna wrap this around here. And this is how you make a roll lag. Okay, so if you have a carder, doesn't matter what kind of carder you have. This is just like my homemade ghetto carder, I guess you'd call it. Because I'd be broke. Ooh, I feel a nap in there. I'm gonna want to take that out. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that one out. That one's a hardcore nap. I'm gonna take it out and put it over here. But the nails mess with me. So you take this, and it's a roll lag, and you can do one of two things. You can unroll it and use it that way, or you could just slide it off of here and use it like this. When you buy them, if you buy a roll lag off online, like people sell them, they make them, you know, for you or whatever, already mixed and processed and pretty and whatever. And you'll see, like, they'll be bigger than this, but they'll be like this, and they'll be rolled up like that. And you just use them, you know, you can use them like that. So I'm gonna get that nap out along with the other naps. But I wanted to show you my new carding board because I'm actually gonna invest in buying another one of these for 12 bucks and put it here, and then I can always add another one later if I have money or whatever. So hopefully that'll happen. So this is, I'm very happy with this. This is, maybe that was my problem, was this piece right here needed to be tightened so that it made this slower. And I'm pretty sure that getting the correct size parts and not having to ghetto rig this top made a big difference. Because this had to be directly on top of the wheel, where the wheel is and everything, and this part down here doesn't have the toothpaste cap anymore. This is literally the toothpaste cap I was using as a piece for that. I mean, it did pretty good, honestly. I didn't think it would do even that good. Okay, so now that all the spin's out of this, I'm gonna wanna spin it some more. So sometimes I gotta get it started. It kind of goes the other way sometimes. Like I said, it's definitely, this wheel has a personality, and honestly I'm better off without my shoes because for some reason I have to have my feet like the edges of this wheel. I don't know why. Personal preference, I guess. Okay, let's stop for a second and see how much twist I got here. I might have messed with this. Yeah, it's not as tight. I might have moved it somehow. Okay, but definitely, yeah, there's a big difference in this. I'm happy with it now. It's actually working properly-ish. So you can do this straight from the rolag. And if you get this close to, I think I've said this in another video, but if you get this close to any of the wound stuff, it's just gonna pull it up if you're not careful. So what I do is, like, when I'm at the edge of this, I'll just put this close to it and I'll hold it together and let the spin go, and then see how it starts just winding it right back up in there. So I'm just gonna spin for a minute and see what this does, and I'm gonna let it take it. Oh, broke that piece. Okay, let's slow down because I want to have a little bit of control. There we go. It's very pretty with the white and the purple. I like it. It's kind of marbly. And I'm definitely getting more consistency. It's definitely making a big difference. And I am going to thank that lady and probably take a class from her because that's just amazing. I think she lives in Ontario, which in South Carolina, so kind of sucks, but she rents out equipment. Wow, that's pretty even thinner. So if I wanted to go even thinner, I could. Alright, let's get this rolled up. Decide what consistency I want this. And the amount of fiber you put into it, like, people get really fast with it and they'll be like, do videos like this, and I'm like, alright. And basically what they're doing is just holding the spin in place and then moving back so the spin lets go, moving back so the spin lets go. I can't go that fast yet. It might be a good thing for these videos, honestly. Yeah, let's take a little bit more out of that. So I just spin it enough, and when I do this, I can see how much, like, if you were to apply this yarn, this is going to be how your yarn plies. So you kind of want to put it next to it, and I can see that this is too much spin, so I'm going to have to let some of this spin travel down. This is literally all you have to do to let it travel down. I'm gonna start from the other end actually because it's more purple. I may be a little bit obsessed with purple. It'll be okay. Maybe. If I could get this. Okay, there we go. Make it up a little bit. Okay, so see the spin is actually traveling all the way down here. So think about that when you do spin. If you're gonna start spinning, whatever. Like it's literally all the way down here. But if I go like this, it's gonna ply really pretty. Like I like that. It's gonna be pretty. So I'll let that take that, and then I just begin again. And like I've noticed people do this with their fingers, and I figured out why. And this is to control the spin and what's called the grist, which is the literal hardcoreness of the spin, is how I put it. Grist is a very important thing. It takes a while to learn it. Like see that? That's very pretty grist. It's a very pretty spin. And that's what you would measure on your little table thing. So this is what you would measure. You would measure from the top of that white line to the top of that white line and figure out which of these best fits that description. Now it's between 79 and 90, I guess. I'm not sure what that means. I'm honestly not sure how to hold this really, and just like kind of winging it. I assume that it's kind of, you have to measure each gap, so it is what it is. So now I'm gonna pull this out and we're gonna try using the diz part of one of these. Yeah, why not? Let's use his, I guess. So my paper was about that big, so I'm gonna put this through the hole and hope for the best. It's just elongate thorough lag a little bit. So I'm just gonna put this on the end and let the spin take it up. I can help it out a little bit. And okay, yeah, I can see it. I can see how this would work, but that particular hole is probably too big for what I want. So I was using this hole right here. So that's a little bit too big for what I want. So I'm gonna see if there's something in between on this thing. Yeah, actually there is. There's a smaller hole. And there is a sort of smaller hole. This one matches the one in the middle. This one matches the one in the corner. I'm gonna go with the one in the corner on the nudges. So I'm gonna let this kind of travel down because I'll let it do what it does. That is beautiful. So happy now. Honestly, I don't know if it was the new parts or the advice for the brake. I didn't know this was brake. I honestly didn't. The brakes on the on all the other wheels that I've seen are very different, so I didn't really realize that was the brake. I've seen people adjust wheels, but it was very different. Maybe it was a me problem. I'll admit it. I admit my faults. Okay, so I'm gonna put this through the whole of the diz, and you can see that it kind of regulates how much you get. So once I'm, oh, don't go the wrong way. Always spin the correct way. I just chose to go clockwise, and honestly I'm a right-hander, but I feel more comfortable controlling the yarn with my left hand for some reason, which apparently is here unusual. Okay, so I'm gonna let this go. The spin's gonna go all the way down there. Look how pretty this yarn is turning out to be with the mix. And the ply is perfect. It's perfect now. Like literally, that's the perfect yarn right there. For my first actual, I'm gonna count this as my first actual yarn, because honestly I was having so many technical difficulties, it just wasn't even yarn. It wasn't really yarn. Okay, so we're gonna let this take up, and then we're gonna let this take this, and this is the newer yarn. And even though this diz is controlling a bunch of it, I even need it even thinner. Like I want it even thinner than this. So I would choose this, like a little tiny hole like this one for what I want, because I'm going to ply yarn. So I would choose that one or the really tiny one. Excuse me. But that's what I would do, just because I liked this consistency, what it was out there. So, and I know how much I'm feeding into it, which is very, very little bit. I don't want this to die. I don't want my twist to stop. So I'm just gonna add some yarn, even though I know I might have to break it again. It's okay. I can control it without the diz for now. I'll just put the rest of it in the diz. But yeah, so I'm gonna tie this up because I'm very happy with this now. It actually works. I can make my own yarn from this. This is definitely a wheel that I'm going to keep. I'm going to turn this purple, and I'm probably going to paint it purple, the same purple as my board, so it'll match. And I have stencils from a art kit that somebody gave me to borrow that has like roses on it. So I'm going to put like black like vines going up it and stuff. It's going to be really cool looking. I'm going to make this my own, and the fact that you can do that with this wheel is also a very good thing. But if you have more than $200 and you want a really good wheel, and you want one that's gonna like last you a while and be like a really good beginner wheel, I would go with I think it's called the Louette 17, and it has the same stuff. It has like a wheel, and you can decorate it however you want. Like you can bedazzle the crap out of it. I've seen it bedazzled, I've seen it stenciled, I've seen there was like a graphic artist that put anime on it. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so if I had the money and I, could afford it, I would definitely get the Louette. I've seen other people get like, there's ones that are like a couple $1,000, like $1,500 and stuff like that, that are beautiful wheels, but they're so freaking expensive. But the Louette is like about what, $400 or $500. I would say it's your I'd say it's a Toyota Camry of wheels. This one is more like my Dodge Neon. Yeah, this is definitely my Dodge Neon. But we worked out the kinks, and now it's actually making consistent yarn with good grist and everything. I might still take her class because I feel like that would be probably a good thing. If she could teach me more. I always like learning more anyway. Let me get her name. Oh, I can't get her name for you because it's in my phone. I'll have to list it in the description. But if you want to know her name and all, or whatever her information is, I'm gonna list a couple of videos that I found in there as well from this lady. They're like $20. But honestly, from this girl, she charges what, like $30 an hour, and she will sit there with you. It's a one-on-one class, and she'll tell you exactly how, like, what you're doing wrong, how to do this, how to do that. So I think that's worth it in my book. It's better than a $20 video that's not going to be tailored to you. You know, you might not need everything in the video. You might watch a video and be like, well, that was a waste of time. That's 87 minutes of my time gone, you know. So have a nice day, namaste, and keep trying.